Hey guys, I am Beltran. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video subject matter is you shouldn't be able to vote unless. Now I know this is a very strange video subject matter. It's not something that will be popular, but bear in mind I don't have power in government, so it's literally just a theory. And I actually ran it by several people: James Fox Higgins, a member of the Libertarian Party, and my friend Joel Jamal, all with varying degrees of reactions, and Thomas Brasher. So nationalists and ethno-nationalists, libertarians and conservatives. So I've run the idea by all of them. The libertarians said the whole thing was stupid, very honest. Joel Jamal said it doesn't really completely work, but that I hadn't figured it all out yet. But so anyway, this is me having figured it all out, and it's just a theory. It won't end up in government, but this is how I think people should be able to vote, because you have to admit that the general public is pretty basic and they don't know what they're voting for, and the fact that it's mandatory in this country makes it even worse, because they just show up, they donkey vote, it's a waste of a vote, and then they go home and like, oh, I've done my bit, I've done my civic duty. It's a waste. So how should people be able to vote? First of all, if you are a woman, you should not be able to vote. That's a joke. Haha. Calm down. Okay. Are you ready? Criteria 1. Whether you are on the left side of politics, whether you are on the right side of politics, whether you are a centrist, is irrelevant. You, a general member of the public, a civilian, should earn your position, your right to be able to vote. Having it mandated makes no sense. You should earn that right. How do you earn that right? Well, I propose a test, an exam. If you want to be able to vote, you need to know how the upper house of parliament works, how the lower house of parliament works. You need to understand the difference between left and right and centrism. You need to know political terms. You need to understand how our government works, and you need to display more than a basic knowledge of how our parliamentary system works, how our politics works, and what's going on politically right now, the political climate, and henceforth, then you vote. Criteria number 2. If you are a man, if you are a woman who works and owns your own land and or business, you should be able to vote. Because this way you demonstrate that you have experience, worldly experience, you understand the ins and the outs of life, you understand what it is to earn money, to get a good credit history, to take a loan out, to pay it back, finances and all that kind of stuff. You're evidently paying taxes and rates. It just puts you on a different playing field to people who don't own land. So I find that to be quite an interesting point, and it's actually not, it wasn't in my original lineup, that was added by someone else, and I thought that was actually really quite a very smart point. Yeah, if you have a family and you have children, I feel like that qualifies you more to vote. Now, and obviously there are people who are barren, there are men who are shooting blanks, but they may own a house, they may own land, they may still be working. There are variables to work out there. Criteria number 3. The age limit, rather than being decreased, which is what they're trying to do, should be increased to the age of 25 or 30. Why? This was a point given to me by a good friend of mine. Why is that? Why? Because by 25 years of age, everything mentally emotionally has already developed. You are meant to be a fully fledged, cognitive thinking, sentient being who knows the difference between right and wrong, who is adult enough to make your own decisions. So that's one theory, that's one way that one can qualify to vote. Or by the age of 30, you've lived enough life, you've seen enough, you know that the government doesn't have your back, you know that the media is lying to you, you know enough to know that you can pick and choose, that sounds real, that doesn't. And so by the age of 30, it would make far more sense to vote than at the age of 16, 17, 18, when you know nothing about life. Obviously that's a case-by-case basis. There are many young kids today who know far more about politics than even I do. But my only point is that there should be a varying age range and a varying range of experience that comes down to voting. Criteria number 4. If you are a single issue voter, if you're literally only voting based on one issue, I'm voting for that one person because they believe in gay marriage. That's it. Or I'm voting for that person because they believe, you know, they're pro-life. You know, just basing your whole vote on a pro-life issue, I'm pro-life. But if I voted only based on that one single issue and everything else that they believed in was shit, well then, what the hell are you doing? You're voting based on one issue. I'm voting for that person because they believe in gay marriage, even though everything else hurts me as a citizen, but they believe in gay marriage and I'm for that. So I'm only voting for that person based on that one thing. If you are someone who votes like that, who thinks like that, who has that form of logic, you should not be allowed to vote. Done. You're out. And criteria number 5. You should not be forced to vote. You just shouldn't. It should be an earned right. You should want to vote because you understand the ins and the outs of how this can improve the country, how that can improve the country. That's it. If it's mandated and you're forced to do it, you're just, I've got to go and vote. Do you know what I mean? So just a couple of things to think about. I certainly know that the country would be better off with a predominantly conservative government. I don't mean conservative like it is now. I mean like a genuinely conservative government. It would be better. Our taxes wouldn't be so high. Australia wouldn't be so Islamicized, and it also wouldn't be getting bought out by corporate. Australia is a corporate structure now, and it's getting sold to the Chinese. There's a lot wrong with this country. We're basically living in a communist land, only we're not even aware of it. Like, the general public doesn't realise how commie we are. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video. It's certainly a little bit different. It's the most different video I've ever made because it's more of a, I don't know, like an informative piece on just my thoughts and opinions. Yeah, let me know what you think. Share, like, subscribe, and tune in for my next video or live stream.